quick. When was the last time you cooked an exciting Italian meal? Does your family remember? This they'll remember. Introducing new Kraft 4-cheese Italiano shredded cheese. A unique blend of mozzarella, parmesan, provolone, and fontina. 4 incredibly tasty Italian cheeses that will make any dish a dish to remember. Great tasting 4-cheese Italiano shredded cheese. One of 4 new shredded cheeses from Kraft. Bellissimo. Kraft. Good food and good food ideas.
Your BC Chrysler dealer has your number. 0. That's 0 payments for 90 days and 0 down on top of all current rebate offers on all new 95 and 96 models, including Chrysler Cirrus, Dodge Ram, Dakota, Jeep Grand Cherokee, and Plymouth Neon. That's 0 payments for 90 days and 0 down on top of all current rebate offers. But hurry, this offer ends February 18th. See your BC Chrysler dealer now.
So how's your headache?
It's gone.
Oh, so the Tylenol I gave you worked, even on your really tough headache.
Tylenol worked great. I didn't think it would.
So you were wrong.
I was wrong.
For headaches, doctors recommend Tylenol the most. More than aspirin, more than ibuprofen.
I like a guy who can admit he's wrong.
Well, I'm wrong a lot.
Shop United Furniture Warehouse.
We selected our couch and love seat here, the bedroom suite here, and the kitchen table and chairs in oak. I couldn't find a better price anywhere.
United Furniture Warehouse.
They get the job done, they guarantee their work, it's terrific, they're friendly, they're reliable, they're professional.
Now save 30% off drapery, carpet, upholstery, area rug, and blind cleaning.
Call McCoy.
Prime Minister Jean Chrétien has confirmed that he'll shuffle his cabinet sometime this week. Of course, one of the posts that needs filling is that of Fisheries. Brian Tobin has quit as Minister of Fisheries for a new job. He'll be sworn in as Premier of Newfoundland on Friday. Sources say Tobin could be replaced by a Westerner, Revenue Minister David Anderson, or perhaps his old Parliamentary Secretary, Herb Dollywall. A special Senate committee begins hearings today on a bill that would give Quebec a veto over constitutional change. Prime Minister Chrétien came up with the bill as part of a unity package following the near win by separatists in the Quebec referendum. In a bid to sell the unity package, the federal government distributed thousands of glossy pamphlets to all Quebec households this weekend.
Canada Post was on a mission for the Prime Minister, putting unity pamphlets into the mailbox of every household in Quebec. Jean Chrétien wants Quebecers to know he's living up to the commitments he made during the referendum. But his direct approach didn't impress many people.
J'ai pas l'impression qu'il a vraiment tenu sa parole.
This man says Chrétien hasn't lived up to his word. Others say Parliament's recognition of Quebec as a distinct society isn't enough.
No, I don't think so. It doesn't convince me anyway.
Sensing that pamphlets from the Prime Minister may not be enough, some Federalists in Montreal are beginning to meet, and they're talking about turning Montreal into a city-state, the 11th Canadian province.
Canada's divisible, so's Quebec.
They're thinking about something that was once unthinkable in Quebec, splitting off Federalist areas of the province if Quebecers vote yes in the next referendum.
We must above all avoid the utter humiliation of being forced to become refugees in our own country.
Many here say they felt helpless during the referendum campaign, so there's even talk of boycotting the next vote.
If you come back to us again with the same damn question, we're not going to play.
Tough ideas for the tough times they see ahead. But they say with Lucien Bouchard taking over as Premier, no idea should be discounted if it can help to keep Canada united.
And closer to home over the weekend, it was a skier's paradise in the mountains of Oregon, but it certainly wasn't a driver's paradise. Some 30 centimeters of fresh snow over a 24-hour period, and there was plenty of it for everyone to frolic in. But it's not all fun and winter games in the western part of the state. The snow has already started to melt, and authorities say they're concerned now about mudslides and flooding. And in the state of Pennsylvania, the snow from the recent blizzard there has melted and the flood waters are rising. President Bill Clinton declared the state a federal disaster area yesterday and promised millions of dollars in aid to communities soaked by the floods. State officials say it is the worst flooding they've had in Pennsylvania in more than 2 decades. Lawyers for O.J. Simpson say there is a new suspect in the murders of Nicole Brown and Ronald Goldman. The New York Post newspaper says Simpson's lawyers will accuse alleged serial killer Glenn Rogers of the murders. Rogers was arrested last fall in connection with the murders of a number of women in half a dozen U.S. states. The newspaper says that Rogers told a friend before he was arrested that he dated Simpson's ex-wife for a while, but then she dumped him. Simpson's lawyers claim Rogers then stalked and killed Brown and Goldman. Los Angeles police are reportedly not taking that claim very seriously. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with Mike Campbell, who's going to do lunch at a local business. Stay with us.
Announcing our new arrival, Taco Supreme flavored Doritos.
I don't get it. You can find the auto show, but you can't find Richmond.
I must have taken a wrong turn at Whistler.
If the auto show has you searching for the best deal, look no further. It's the auto show sale at Richmond Auto Mall. 15 dealers, 3,000 sale price cars and trucks, one location.
Must be over that way.
Oh, yeah? So, where are the buildings?
Richmond Auto Mall. Car buying made easy.
Shop United Furniture Warehouse.
We went to all the stores on this street, and there's lots of furniture stores. And when we came here, we found exactly what we wanted.
And I'm sure we saved a lot of money by coming here.
United Furniture Warehouse.
How about a new you for the new year? Come on and call, you know we're right here. Jenny Craig will show you the way. So cut through the fat and call Jenny today and get a new you for the new year.
Start cutting through the fat now and lose 19 pounds for $19.96 at all Lower Mainland locations. Call toll-free 1-800-96-JENNY.
A new you for the new year.
Coit is the best.
Coit always treats you like a valued customer.
Now save 30% off drapery, carpet, upholstery, area rug, and blind cleaning.
Experience you can trust Coit.
The Grizzlies Wham Slam Thank You Jam Session shows up tonight in Milwaukee. We've got it so you get it. BCTV 530 tip-off. Better hustle.
It's curtains for the $2 bill. The Bank of Canada will stop issuing $2 bills on February 16th, and 3 days later, the new $2 coin will be released into circulation. Now, of course, the bills will continue to be legal tender despite the arrival of the doubloon, but they'll be withdrawn from circulation as they wear out. Time now to do a bit of lunch, a touch of business, and a little fitness. Mike Campbell joins us today from a new gym for kids in Vancouver. Mike?
Deb, as you know, we're down here at Funky Fitness for Kids, although I must say I'm with Allison Dietz, who is the owner and the person who runs all the programs down here. Allison, this is great to be here, by the way, but I've got one small complaint as I walk in here, and you can see we've got a whole bunch of little ones around us here who are 10 months to 19 months here, Deb, and the first words that one of the mothers said, the first words that one of them uttered was, I could use a little fitness class myself, and they were glad I was here. Oh, what do you mean exactly? Allison, be careful here. Tell us about the business itself, how long you've been open and that kind of stuff.
We've been open 4.5 months.
Yeah.
And it's been going really well. Lots of people are phoning up, asking questions, coming down for the first free class.
Now, what you do is you take little ones, and what ages are you dealing with here?
6 months to 6 years of age.
Okay, and they come down, and it's sort of like a structured play school, but with gymnastics involved, it looks like to me.
It's a cross between gymnastics, play, movement, music.
Yeah.
The classes are parent participation
Sure.
from 6 months to 3 years.
Great.
And then from 3 to 6, it's parent observation.
You can just hear some of the background noise. I love that. Oh, well, wait a second. That's not a happy customer. Let's bring that camera back over here a little bit, because there's lots of smiling faces. But now, what were you doing before you got all this stuff? I mean, it's a great atmosphere. I mean, there's tons of stuff for the kids to do. And you know, 4.5 months in business. What did you do before?
I've been in childcare for 6 years.
Yeah.
And had loved working with kids, but was ready to grow into new areas. And my brother called me from Los Angeles and said, I have my kid in one of these things. Come on down. So I went down there and researched it for about a week and looked into franchising it, buying a franchise, and chose not to go that route.
Just took all the good ideas and came back.
Yeah, basically stole a little bit from here, a little bit from there.
Why did you want to start your own business in the first place? What led you to this?
I had been in social services for a long time, and I was tired of the bureaucracy. I was ready to have more responsibility and a commitment to something, and this seemed to work out well. I loved working with kids, and this gave me a new avenue to work and to learn new things, and I've learned tons.
The big question, though, people want to know is, how did you finance it? I mean, there's tons of equipment around here, and the kids are obviously having a great time.
Yeah. How I did that was I had my money from my own investment, a little bit from family, and then I went to the banks for a government-guaranteed loan and a capital loan. So I was able to secure 2 loans from the bank.
And got her done.
I did.
Are you happy?
Yeah.
Okay, now what have you learned doing it? I mean, that's one of the big questions, too, is that people get in the business and they go, gee, this isn't quite how I thought it would be, or this aspect or that aspect. Let's warn some people out there about what it's like.
Yes. A lot, it's your baby. I mean, it takes your whole life. I mean, it consumes everything. And I've learned a lot about sales.
When you're shopping, you go, you know, that child should be in fitness.
Oh, for sure. Well, I'm always handing out pamphlets as I go around places.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. And sales wasn't your background, and you find out that couldn't agree more, by the way, that so much of business today is, can you communicate with the public, can you attract the public, and call it marketing, call it sales, what have you.
Exactly.
And what have you learned about that?
I've learned to always smile.
Yeah.
And just to, what have I learned? Just tons. It's just been...
It's a non-stop, it's a daily kind of activity.
Exactly, and being confident in yourself and portraying that to the customers.
Yeah. Okay, now just tell me, just before we go here, what's the most popular activity? Just pan over here, Kenny. I mean, look at this little guy having fun on the trampoline. I've loved those myself. We've got the kids sliding over on this side here. We've got the kids in the swings. So, I mean, all sorts of stuff happening here. And by the way, both of these little lovely ladies both said the new news was their favorite show, actually, on television today. What do the kids love to do here most?
The swings, and you know what? These little bells over here in the back, they're tiny bells, and all this age group love to play with them.
Great.
And they love practicing to walk, so we have walkers, and yeah, those are things that they really like, and the trampoline is always a favorite.
Well, thanks for having us here, Allison, and good luck with the business.
Thank you.
Deb, I'm just going to play myself on the swing for about a half hour, and then I'll come back to the station.
Okay, Mike, thank you. And by the way, Funky Fitness also does birthday parties. They're on West Broadway. Now, we've got a reminder for you. The Financial Outlook Conference runs this week in several BC cities. Tonight, Mike and other analysts will be in Qualicum. Tomorrow night, the conference moves to Kelowna. Wednesday's Prince George, and Friday and Saturday it will be in Vancouver. If you would like tickets, you can call 280-4444. Now, we already know about the snow in the Lower Mainland that's supposed to be coming around 2 o'clock, David says, this afternoon, although it's snowing in some parts of the city already. Other parts of the province, though, are having their own challenges with the weather, and we'll find out about those when we come back in a couple of minutes. Stay with us.
Take the North American-built Toyota Camry with its powerful twin-cam engine and Europe.
Photographs being examined. Word from the police radio. The boys were safe. The Cerezo parents' nightmare could have been a child's dream all night at Toys R Us, just a few blocks from home.
Must have been playing inside, and the employees, when they left the store, they have locked the door, not knowing that the kids were inside. And this morning, when the employees came back to the store and opened the door and they found the kids, well, they were very glad to find out they were there in the store.
Anthony and Jerome, safely in their room, survived the night on a diet of chocolate Easter eggs, and they slept on a picnic bench. Their mother, Linda, says she won't punish them.
I'm happy. I'm happy. Very happy.
The boys say they were scared and won't do it again.
Good. We'll have Golden Globes and a British actress who's come to British Columbia after a short break.
You can't have good health without a good diet.
But with my schedule, sometimes my diet is crazy.
That's why Centrum is so important to me.
She's been getting rave reviews and a lot of attention for her role as an impoverished miner's wife, including a Genie for Best Actress. She was in Vancouver over the weekend, and Darcy Griffith spoke to her.
A brief moment of escape for British film star Helena Bonham Carter. She's been trapped in a Vancouver hotel room all day doing interviews. This is her first chance to get some air.
Nothing like this in Howard's End.
No, but they are quite old-fashioned. The fire engines.
This is not at all what we were led to expect. I thought we were going to see the Arno. The Signora distinctly wrote, south rooms with a view and close together, instead of which she's given us north rooms without a view and a long way apart.
Bonham Carter has been the darling of British filmmakers Merchant and Ivory, appearing in period dramas like Howard's End and A Room with a View. No question, audiences know her best in costume.
Those are the best parts. They tend to be better parts in sort of costume dramas than in modern roles, modern movies.
Do you have an affinity for history or for period pieces? Is that something you're interested in personally?
Yeah, I do like history, actually, a lot. And I'm very interested. And I do love, I do love watching period costume dramas. But beyond that, not particularly. I don't feel as if I'm, been born into the wrong century or anything like that.
What do you so happy about? Suppose washing a man's clothes makes you horny.
Yeah, it gives me goosebumps.
Pervert!
Her latest movie, the Canadian-made Margaret's Museum, seems light years from her other roles. It's still a period piece, set in 1950s Nova Scotia. But in this film, she's definitely no aristocratic ingenue.
If you want to make love to me, I want you wearing one of these. And not having children I can't feed.
Be that girl?
For kids, yes.
She stars with Canadian actress Kate Nelligan as a mother and daughter enduring the misery of life and death in a coal mining town. The film opens to the public Friday, but it's won raves at film festivals. Last week, she won the Genie for Best Actress.
Helena Bonham Carter from Margaret's Museum.
What was it like to win a Canadian National Award in the country for playing a Canadian when you're not?
I know, I felt a bit of an imposter, a bit like a cuckoo. I thought, oh God, should I, I hope this is right. And but it was really nice. I mean, it's really nice getting an award. That's definitely true.
So it may be unusual to see a British actress in a Canadian film or on a Canadian street, but Bonham Carter says she'll go wherever she finds the best part.
You must have been blown away when you got this script.
Oh, it was a great gift, wasn't it? Gift of a role. Fantastic role. And, no, I loved it. Anything that requires you to change, frankly, is more exciting for me. I'm sure it's more exciting for an audience to see me do something different, finally.
The stars were dressed in their finest duds last night in Hollywood for this year's Golden Globe Awards. The gala brought with it a mixed bag of winners. The film adaptation of Jane Austen's novel, Sense and Sensibility, took Best Dramatic Picture, while the Talking Pig story, Babe, won Best Comedy. But there were plenty of other winners.
And the winner is John Travolta. Get Shorty.
John Travolta was perhaps the happiest winner of all as his comeback continues with the Best Actor in a Comedy Golden Globe for his performance in Get Shorty as the loan shark turned movie producer who had the kind of cool Travolta didn't even try to have backstage.
Oh, it feels incredible. I feel like a bunch of friends gave me this award, you know? It feels so different than I imagined it would have a while ago.
Best Comedy Actress went to Nicole Kidman for To Die For and her role as a media fanatic with a comic sense of killing.
I loved the character because I thought she was so black and so funny, and I hadn't seen a character like that depicted before on screen, and so I thought, oh, this would be a dream come true.
Nicolas Cage took Best Dramatic Actor for his work in Leaving Las Vegas as the suicidal alcoholic trying to drink himself to death.
I mean, I just knew that it was something I connected to, that it meant a lot to me to see this love story, which was so non-judgmental, two people who love each other in spite of their flaws, and that moved me.
Sharon Stone got the Best Dramatic Actress Award for Casino and her performance as the Vegas hustler and mob boss's wife, and she was genuinely surprised.
I just really didn't expect it. You know, I've been in this business for 19 years, and I'm, I guess, a lot more used to them not calling my name.
The two supporting awards went to Brad Pitt for 12 Monkeys and Mira Sorvino for Mighty Aphrodite. Mel Gibson won the Best Director Award for Braveheart. The Talking Pig picture, Babe, was declared Best Picture Comedy, and Sense and Sensibility won Best Picture Drama, with its star Emma Thompson also winning for Best Screenplay.
She's considered one of the best writers of modern-day movies, and she's been dead for almost 180 years. What would Jane Austen say if she knew her novels have become the hottest inspiration for feature films in the past year? No one can say for sure, but Hollywood hotshots do say that Austen's writing has all the right stuff to hold up for years to come.
There have been Jane Austen fans since she published the first of her 6 novels, Sense and Sensibility, in 1811. Serious fans like English professor Kurt Krober of Columbia University.
Nobody ever wrote a better novel than Jane Austen, and people are steadily more and more recognize it. And I think it'll go on for a long time.
Jane Austen now has more films at the mall than Quentin Tarantino. Newsweek called her the season's hottest star, and Entertainment Weekly listed her among the top 10 entertainers of 1995. She has her own cookbook, a cable special, and her very own website. If Jane Austen hadn't died in 1817, she'd be the hottest woman in Hollywood.
As if.
As if. As if stories about men and women, marriage and money ever go out of style.
Cher is saving herself for Luke Perry.
Cher, you're a virgin?
I mean, I'm not prude. I'm just highly selective.
When Amy Heckerling's Clueless opened last summer, most audiences were clueless that this was a Valley Girl version of Austen's 1814 novel, Emma.
All the beats are exactly what Jane Austen laid out. It works perfectly for Beverly Hills high school teenagers.
What's happening is the young woman who is Cher is improving. She's maturing. She's learning her possibilities, and she's developing her values.
Now, the same themes are appearing in more traditional adaptations like Persuasion and Sense and Sensibility.
Good work, Marianne.
Ironically, featuring powerful female stars in stories about the powerlessness of women. And there are other projects, a soon-to-be-released version of Emma, and the 6-hour BBC version of Pride and Prejudice.
For a single man in possession of a good fortune must be in want of a wife. Yes, he must indeed.
Sue Birtwistle and Delia Fine are the British and American producers of the series.
I call it really good writing.
Yes, so do I.
It's wanting to know what happens, and that's the essence of Tell Me a Story, you know, that we all feel from when we're children right on through. Everybody wants to know what happens, and that's the essence of a really great writer, I think.
If I could love a man who would love me enough to take me for a mere £50 a year, I should be very well pleased.
Plus the fact that she writes possibly some of the best dialogue ever written in the English language. It's absolutely irresistible.
Irresistible in Britain, where 11 million people watched the 6-part series, and here, too, where it was the highest-rated A&E special ever.
I made the mistake of describing it as simply the sexiest book ever written when I was trying to sell it. What I, of course, meant was that it's very erotic when Darcy looks across the room at Elizabeth. That's all you get. You get his brooding looks. Now, that is sexy. That's erotic.
And once again, the experts agree.
Sex is rampant in Jane Austen, absolutely rampant.
Two writhing bodies on a couch someplace after a while get a little dull. This is so much to your imagination.
We live in the age of showing everything. She lived in the age of showing nothing. And, I mean, you can do an awful lot with both techniques. And it's not that there's anything wrong with the kind of film we get now where very little is left to the imagination. But you can do a lot the other way, and it certainly has novelty value.
The value of lasting stories from simple truths. No carriage chases, no special effects. Sort of like reading a good book.
We'll be back with sports after this break.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Rich, creamy, imperial margarine. It's the taste that's fit for a king.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like a king.
It can't be. I got to see. It is. The 365. Boss, give a look.
Ugye ez egy IBM ThinkPad. 365-ös.
Az bizony. It could be no other. Feel the track point. Feast your eyes on the screen. Can we swing it, boss, huh?
Meglepően olcsó.
Yeah. That's my boss. What a guy, huh?
Whoever said patience is a virtue obviously didn't get yeast infections.
Now there's Gynacure, clinically proven to work with one treatment. Want more good news? Gynacure's pre-filled applicator already has ointment inside, so there's less mess. Oh, and even more good news. Now Gynacure has a soothing external cream to quickly relieve that annoying itch.
Next yeast infection, try Gynacure, the one-day yeast infection treatment, because day one is day done.